Alright, we are going to cover now Google Calendar. So Google Calendar is, you may have guessed, just a online calendar. It works just like a calendar that's made out of paper, except for you can create your own events, so you don't have to run out of space or whatever. It can remind you about events, you get invited to events, invite others to events. It's pretty neat, so let's check it out. So I'm going to go to Google, the search engine. You can use any search engine you like. Let's type in Google Calendar. Should be the first option you see here. Alright, so here's our view. So we look in the right here. We have day, week, month, 4-day agenda. So what that is, if we click on day, start with that. This is today, from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. Week shows us the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. Month, 4 days, which is like the day except for broken into 4, and agenda. This shows you what all you have coming up. So let's do the month view. So let's say we would like to create an event, or just a reminder for ourselves. We just click in the cell, left click. Alright, so it says event task, or you have an event, you have a task. An event would be, let's say, test 3. Calendar, we select what calendar. The first calendar you'll have will be whatever your name is. This is Josh Wilson for me. Alright, so we can just hit create event, and we see it says test 3. Breakfast at Tiffany's at 4. So this was an event that I created in an earlier video, but it got messed up. So anyway, so if you get invited to an event, you'll see, oh, breakfast at Tiffany's, where, here's where it's at, etc., etc. It says, are we going? Yes, no, maybe, delete. So you have those options. Alright, so let's create another event, or instead of an event, let's create, let's modify it a little more. So let's go to edit event. Alright, so we see we have if it's all day, it just does it for the whole day. If we unclick that, we can choose what times. And if we do repeat, we see it can do daily, every weekday, every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or every Tuesday, Thursday, weekly, monthly, yearly. You can choose when it repeats, like so we have yearly, so they'll say, oh, repeat every 30 years. It starts the day you create it. Ends, it can be never, after 5 occurrences, so that means every 30 years, May 7th 5 times. Or on, so in year 2165, we'll stop doing that. Description, test number 4, covers sections 1 through 80, because that's totally reasonable, right? So yeah, so you can use this for so you can share. So we see right here we have add guest. You can enter in your students' emails, and you can share stuff with them, so it pop up on their calendars. Like, oh, I'm in test 4, where you can put whatever you want, put biology. You can add video calls. You can just choose which calendar it's put on. You can give the event a color. You can have notifications pop up, or you can send an email notification. 30 minutes. It goes all the way to weeks. You can add more notifications. So excuse me. Visibility be calendar defaults or public or private. So it says making the event public will expose all event details to anyone who has access to this calendar, even if they can't see details of other events. Which means, let's say you have a private calendar, but you want to share this event specifically. They can see this event, but not the other stuff. If we do private, it says this will hide all event details from anyone who has access to this calendar unless they have make changes to event level of access to higher. So let's say other people have access to your calendar, but you do not want this specific event to be shown. You can choose that. Nobody can see it unless they have, like, it says make changes to events level of access or higher. So like an admin, I guess, something like that. Alright, so I'm just going to do calendar default. Let me hit save. Send invitations. You'd like to send invitations. Guests? Sure, why not? Alright, so now we see on our calendar, it says test 4. Alright. So, over here, these arrows, we can use that to go through the months. If we venture too far and are not sure what day we're on today, you just hit today, it'll take you back to the current day. Right here we see my calendars. You can collapse and expand it. We have this little arrow right here. You can create new calendars. So let's say you have a calendar that's just about tests. Description, upcoming tests. You don't have to give a location or anything like that. You can share this with specific people, such as your students, and hit create calendar. Alright, now we see we have a folder or a new calendar that's added right here. So, you notice how there's tasks, for instance, right next to it in this little square. It is not colored. However, some of our folders do have a colored square. If you click this, you notice the color is not on it anymore. So if we click that, if we notice this test 2 right here, for instance, if it's not selected, that doesn't show up. If it is selected, it does show up. Same with the other stuff. So let's say you have, let's say you have a busy life. You don't want too much clutter. So you can specify certain tasks, like study for test 4. Note, this is hard. Create a task. Alright, so now if we go to our agenda, where are our tasks at? So here for tasks, this we're not viewing tasks, but if we click on it, you notice right here this pops up, study for test 4. And if this is not selected, we don't see it. Same thing with the calendar. Alright, so like if we create an event like a surprise party, I can spell surprise correctly. And now for calendar, we can choose where to put it. So let's do on the Josh one, create event. So we notice that this is showing up, but if I unselect Josh, all these disappear. So, alright, so right here for the more button, we have print, refresh. I'll just print the calendar, or refresh, I'll just update it. Like I said, agenda just kind of shows, we can unclick this calendar right here. Agenda can kind of help you see what you got going on. And it is color coded, so that's awesome. Let's go back to our calendar. Alright, so we can quick add stuff, settings, and ads. We also see our tasks are on the side here. So yeah, that's basically pretty much it to calendar.